I just found a man by the name of Tony Robbins. I went to go see him speak once. Really motivating, like, coach. Liked him a lot. And he was handsome too. He apparently, I mean, I don't know if it's really him, but like, how do you ever know if it's really somebody? I don't know. Apparently he put up on Instagrammy a Desmond Tutu quote. Right, yeah. So it was about God and fellowship. Right, yeah, it's interesting because fellow being a fellow handsome like Niklaus, or it is the female, it's the coming of Christ, it's the capitulate F with the two routes of the two bloodlines of Christ being male and female. I know everybody's always like assumptive that it's only one bloodline of Christ. I hate to tell you, but if you're going to bring a civilization and a genetic forward, you always need genetic variability. It's the exact same clone and clover and garlic clove, but you need a male line and a female line in to then circle back around and have perfect Adam and Eve pairing. That's how the star gods always come, like the real ones, not the movie set that we've been sending in your new whatever you grew. I gotta open the window. It is hot in this car. All right. So, here's how this goes. So I put that up, right, we are, no matter what, we're all area, all-time, specialist with, we call it U.S. court system. It gets confusing now that you actually have, I mean, everything that he and I give to our, I mean, you gotta remember, it's like a wheel with spokes, right? I mean, like a bicycle wheel with spokes, right? And then there's the tire diameter, right? And then between the tire diameter and then the central hub in the the center hub, there is a spatial differential, right? And so you still need to keep the stability if you're going to put weight on the hub, the center hub, and the spokes, and then the outer edge, we'll call it at the moment. So there is a spatial differential in between. Those are his bloodline and my bloodline, and they always come per life to a central hub spoke that goes, it's spoke, S-P-O-K-E, inside the central hub. So it supports the gigantic wheel of long-term civilization and short-term civilization. Short-term civilization being the one small hub, and the long-term civilization being the gigantic outer rim of, say, one bicycle tire, that in between, from the side, it looks like just one, like, fancy, I don't know what, at the circus, at the carnival, what do you get? You get a Ferris wheel? Oh my God, Ferris. It is because he's the Iron Man and I'm the Iron Woman. That is ferrous metal that you have in your blood, right? That's what works with the science, the equestrian science that, or the equatorial science that this life form works within. Genetic pairing, whatever. That's about as far as, you don't even need to get that far, but this is from my personal records to how far I had to go in order to, like, scale you fucking silverfish back. Alright, so that's it. So in the spatial differential between his bloodline on one side and my bloodline on the other side, holding up long-term civilization in every single spoke that we have, and spoke being spoken, right? It's always he and I. It never changes because you can't change the structural nature of humanity, of this cuneiform of space and time in a vortex that he and I own, and that's just the way that it goes. We have others that have verified that for us, that we've known for a very long time, has worked for our families for a very long time. I don't know where my workers went, though, because I mean, maybe I have some elsewhere, but like I have nothing in New York. I was born in the 3 time zone area of state of New York in the United States of America, and my U.S. court system of tennis racket that were open cases before I was born for the silver screen and the music studios and everything they were painting before I got here. Right? Yeah, we tried to put like a squash on that. I had to pitch I had to call in other area specialists to pitch in and help the two Christ children. So I was the only one with Nicklaus painting the green screen scenery for the future that we were going to be delivered into in this spoke. Right. What I don't understand is how they got so out of character and sorts in the United States of America. I know that we said we had an open court system. We were giving tattooed names to stick, like the sticky wall that I have that I showed you with all the different colors, right? Right, yeah, that's your sequels. I call them my squirrels in my nut house, right? That's all you humans. And then I have color bands. I scribe a saying for your one person per se, and then it chases and tracks your whatever. It's your catchphrase. It sure is, so I can catch on real fast if I need to. So that's my godly way of brandish and marketing your specific whatever you do for supposedly the family, so we can track you in the U.S. Open tennis racket open court case system while I'm coming here and how you're all treating me in reality and activity. So far it hasn't been good, right? But that, again, Nicholas has the master file on that one. Trying to get to him. We gave, what was it, Pringle? No, not Pringles. Pringles are the flat, right? That's not what I'm talking about, right? Which is the one that we gave, the potato chip. We have a potato chip that Brandish and Marketing put out for the Ridge guys, so we could, beforehand, so we could scale this back, because this was never supposed to be, this is not where God wanted to end up. She never wanted it to look anything like this. This is like disaster. This is, you know what this is? This is I'm in storyboard in center hub spoken for. I'm always spoken for. It's always Nicklaus and it's always me. Sometimes we change our names when we come to the plans, but it depends on what's going on in sticky boards and catchphrases and the U.S. court system of tennis rackets and the rackets you got going on in your whatever. So it's management on like gigantic scale at this point. So here's the thing. Right, we've got the Ridge account, right, that is where, right, the inside track, right, he knew that though, and he knew that was his spoken for, because we have the only spoken approval, and we have the only wheel in every house. We're in charge of you all. So you live within our one wheel, and you're not allowed out unless, right, you're just not allowed out. That's it. You're in here for good with us, and that's the end of the story. That's the end of humanity. I'm not designing extra systems just so you all could get away with more rackets that I already tarnished and brandished you for, and you've never stood for ever. You just keep coming up with more schematics and more excuses. They came out with, as we are storyboarding and like preparing Long Civilization to come back as our small appearance on the hub, HUB of the centerpiece, SENTER. And then when I arrive, it's CENTER, and then it's with an E, indicating that is the life where he and I are meeting in the center hub, because we have a timing issue, genetically and otherwise. So, right, so that's that, and then I've got some, as I was doing my storyboard and tracking you all in multiple time zones and multiple ethnicities, and you're just a square piece of paper. I don't put pictures up. It's just like, okay, you come in and it's like, okay, what are you saying you are? Great, that's what you're saying. Great, that's who you are, right? And then it gets put with your photo, and I catalog it in my data tagging system, whatever, so I can track over time how things change and whatever else I do in bigger, better things to do than fucking sit in a car and do whatever this document for myself, really, and for Niklaus, so he can kill whatever projects are going on in U.S. court system, fucking close and find my country. All right, because it's all that really matters is him. I mean, I don't do this for your health or mine. I could be doing better things elsewhere with him where I could find him easily and not in human just waiting. Anyway, so they started some credit system. I don't know. They would just pop up and appear unscheduled, more or less. I usually call you in when I need stuff because I'm watching from afar with him. But then all of a sudden they just started popping in. And I'm going, what are you all doing? All right, I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm setting up one U.S. Open tennis racket system. It is the official U.S. Open.
Time, it's ready.
Okay, thanks, Lou. Shut up. Go away. Nobody cares, Lou. That's my obnoxious father that you gave me, the Korean. Yeah, the Asian Korean. Yeah, that's, and he was born in Italy. Yeah, he's like an obnoxious Asian, whatever. So, Asian American. All right, so, he is, where was I? Of course he fucking throws me off my loop. He's so fucking obnoxious and annoying. Okay, so we have the only one U.S. tennis racket, and that we're tracking, and the only U.S. Open court case, system from SciStem for the whatever we do. And so, he and I are born with that, and then all of a sudden, I had like credit popping up and they wanted plastic and I'm going, no. You keep spinning this and painting with things you're not allowed to have. I said, we were supposed to scale this back generations before. Oh my God, where was I? Lou really fucking knocked me off of the, was it pedestal? But it's the bipedal. Yeah, the PEDAL. He's so fucking obnoxious. Did I say that enough? Because that's what 41 years with this fucking piece of shit that you dealt me in head cases that you bought with some silver screen, whatever, to fucking be as obnoxious as you are in like studio of elsewhere for like real American piece of shit. Look, okay, so what you do. Oh, right. So we open one tennis court. Okay, so it's actually a green tennis court. One side of the court is he, one side of the court is she, meaning Niklaus and Nicole. They are holding the only two tennis rackets of official status that are ever allowed to be in that tennis court. It looks very much like the stupid piece of shit that you open and you invite everybody to, and you're inviting all different whatevers. He and I own the original foundation one, and it's him on one side, me on the other. Those are the two founders of civilization and genetics for all space and all time. Him and I, if we're not standing in that image in the extra special account, there's a big fucking problem with what's going on in real outdoor territory of humans. Secondly, there's a time capsule while I am genetically here in cuneiform human. It's one bedroom. It's Niklaus and I. We wanted to sleep in the same bed permanently, so this way you could see every age that we were and not like confuse whatever and give us any alternate plans. I don't know how. I mean, it was one queen bed or one king bed that we were supposed to share forever and ever. Somehow, well, I guess because we were born in two separate spots, it became two twin beds. So he's on one side, I'm on the other. And if those two twin beds ever change size, that is his immediate that he needs to go do whatever he does for special living to figure out why and what and how that's working in future for the two of us. Because I am not supposed to share a bed with anybody but him in real life and in the time capsule account. So why is it that I've had two queen bed expansions with a Jason and a Anthony, and I've never been able to share a king or queen bed with Niklaus? Because that is the only bed that I was allowed to share when I first got here. And if him and I had a problem, it was all on human. Which it is. So how do I close my U.S. racket
and tennis court cases when you all fucking hide and you throw me into two beds that I never approved and I never wanted. Right, yeah. See, this is like high quality equipment that you're all in a business that we never invited you into, and now you're giving him a problem about hiring, firing, who stays alive, who dies, and who's in charge of what. He's still in charge of everything. And he still needs to come get me. That's all that you need to know. And then at will, whoever he has a problem with, dead, heads off. I don't give a shit. We got real shit to do, and real scary shit. And we are still in charge of taking care of the unbeknownst to me people, which are like the everyday walking around, no big deal. They don't know any better. Yeah, I get it. We do.